Okay, tuli Birmingham wano mu ggwanga lya Bungereza UK. Abanayuganda balumbye woteri woteri gagadde ebadde teekeddwamu olukungana lw'ebyensimbi okuva wa General Museveni. Abadde asindise ba minisita beebyo nga bakuŋŋaanya bayise ba investor okuva mu ggwanga lya Bungereza nga bakuŋŋaanidde mu woteri Birmingham nga bali mu kuteeseza ensonga z'okubbungera okubba eggwanga Uganda. Kati bannayuganda ne bagisalako n'enkuwulirira emidirimbo bano bataddewo kakola tondeka nnyuma. Bannayuganda nga babalangira obubbi, babalangira obutemu, babalangira obukuusa, okutulugunya, babalangira okutobera eddembe ly'obuntu, okuwamba abantu. Balangidde abasajja bali ne bafubutuka emisinde ne bagirekawo ne basuulayo kakola tondeka nnyuma nga bagamba banna abannupu baabo bannanga bannanupu baabo. Nebaza bannaffe abali e Bungereza Birmingham. Muganda wange byemukoze bya mutendo. Sasa tusobola tugende tulabe ekiriyo e Birmingham Abanayuganda nga basalawo okulwanira eggwanga lyabwe ate then tulabe.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, we're back in again. I'm only here to bring your attention to the human rights abuses in Uganda. The human rights abuses in Uganda. These human rights abuses are being conducted by the brutal dictator. Brutal dictator Museveni has gone ahead to murder people, to kill people, to torture people, to get people raped. Dictator Museveni has done all this for so long, so many times, and for so many years. He has done this to the extent that the whole world does not know who this person is. Dictator Museveni is running proxies around the world by hiding the money that he has stolen from the country through other companies, through other business conventions like the one that is taking place here today. That's how people are hiding money. This is more like laundering, money laundering. The level of corruption in Uganda is appalling. The level of embezzlement of public funds in Uganda is also appalling. The dictator, the junta dictator Museveni, who came to power through a guerrilla war, has been doing this for so long. The Burlington Hotel, the one right behind me, has gone ahead to say no, they don't care. They don't give any hoot about the rampant human abuses, the human rights abuses, the killings, the murders that are taking place in the country. Dictator Museveni has also gone ahead to make sure that whoever comes out to oppose him gets either arrested, they are either killed or exiled. And the ones that fight off are always not allowed to hold any democratic, any publicly democratic rallies. The dictator has also gone ahead to say no to anyone who opposes him. There are a lot of generals who came out to oppose what he said. There are a lot of political prisoners that are suffering in prisons as I speak now. There is the one person that who has always started this, and this is one of his sons Dictator Museveni has gone ahead also to train his son Kainerugaba Muhoozi, the one who is propping up to be the next president. He is also gone ahead to murder people. Dictator Museveni is using all means possible to him to butcher people, to murder people, and to imprison him. As I was saying, the political prisoners in jail, we have one Olivia Rutaya. That lady was fighting against Dictator Museveni's way, and she's in jail, and she is actually being tried in a military court. There are a lot of prisoners. I'm just mentioning one because the number and the list is endless. If I was to mention all of them, it's not going to be an easy task. Dictator Museveni, the junta, is the one we're talking about, has organized business innovations, conventions, business investment conventions, and business meetings separately through proxies. The Barrington Hotel right behind me was approached, and because they only care about money, they said, we don't care. We are going to go on and support the junta. So they have done that. They are supporting the brutal murders, brutal and violent human rights abuses in Uganda, and this is exactly what they stand for. Since they have chosen to do that, I am urging you, the public and the world.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you. To whoever associate themselves with this hotel right behind me, you have blood on your heads. This hotel has chosen to go ahead and invest in human rights abuses. This hotel right behind me says they don't care about violent human rights abuses that are being carried on innocent, poor Ugandans. They don't care. They only care about money. They don't care. They only care about their welfare. They don't care about anyone else. More like the selfish of the selfish hotels in town. This hotel right behind me has gone ahead to say, no, we shall go on and support the bloodbath, the blood suckers, the killing of innocent Ugandans, the murders of innocent Ugandans, the raping of men in the country, the raping of women, including children, have been raped, they have been killed, they have been murdered, they have been imprisoned by the junta because of speaking out, because of fighting the junta. This hotel right behind me has gone ahead to support human rights abuses. They have said no to anything else except money. And the junta is using money to stay in power. And this is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, the junta has managed to stay in power by buying off a lot of opponents. He has bought off a lot of protesters who go on protesting his evils. The junta has gone ahead to pay all his goods, all his people that he worked with. He has got a group of people that are going around in towns, in countries around the world, buying off people that oppose him. This is actually in line of his violent abuses of human rights. What do we mean by human rights if we don't care? What do we understand about human rights if we don't mind to get to know what they are? Human rights abuses, all human rights abuses are human rights abuses. The junta has got torture chambers. He has set up torture chambers in the country, and the abductees, the people who are abducted because of speaking out, are always taken in torture chambers, and they are tortured in those torture chambers, and they are raped in those torture chambers, and some die. In those torture chambers. Recently, there has been a new stage or phase of abductions conducted by the junta's government. And whoever is abducted by the junta is always raped, whether man or woman or children. The hotel right behind me, this burning hotel, has chosen money over human rights. This hotel right behind me has chosen money over friendship. This hotel right behind me has chosen money over whatever that it is the world cares about. They do not care at all. This hotel right behind me has taken money over the cries of innocent Ugandans, over the cries and the tears and the blood that is shed in the country. They have taken that to the side over money. They have chosen money, and they don't care about how many people have been killed. This is not actually known to the public because the public is not aware of this. Dictator Museveni of Uganda, who has stayed in power for nearly 40 years, has always murdered, tortured, imprisoned, and killed anyone who comes out to oppose his regime. If you're not voted off, you are either killed or arrested or imprisoned. The burning hotel, the hotel right behind me, is supporting bloodbath, is supporting human rights abuses. They don't care about anything else but money. And this is what the junta has used for so long to stay in power. The hotel right behind me, this Burlington Hotel, the one in Birmingham, who are holding an investment business convention here. The juntas and its people are here holding money investment conventions. These are the proxies they use to invest the stolen money. These are the proxies they use to hide the embezzled funds in Uganda. These are the proxies they use to take all the funds that have been lost through corruption and invested them in buildings in this country. The junta has gone ahead to say no. Whoever comes out oppose me, they will either take the money or take the bullet. And this is what is happening in Uganda. The Burlington Hotel right behind me cannot be trusted the Burlington Hotel right behind me, cannot be respected anymore. They don't deserve any respect. They don't deserve any trust from the public. Whoever stays in this hotel, from now onwards, you have blood on your heads. You have blood on your hands of those who have been killed, of those who have been tortured in the country, and those who are languishing in prisons that are being tortured as I speak now. The junta has imprisoned hundreds and hundreds over nothing. The junta has gone ahead to kill and murder a lot of people because they oppose his regime. The junta has gone ahead to butcher, prison, poison, and all sorts to the people who abuse him or who oppose him. I thank you.
Tweyanziza abaganda baffe okuba nti buli mbeera ekozesebwa okulaba nga tutereeza eggwanga lyaffe, okulaba nga Uganda ebeera eggwanga eddonde, eggwanga eddungi, nga tugoba nakyemalira ne banne abo bakozesa okutoboola eggwanga lyaffe, na yonna gye balaga tubatamyeyo. Buli we batuuka buli we bagenda tubatamyewo, tubalumye emitwe, tubalwe beetamwe bagambe bannange nate Abanayuganda nabo batabuse, nabo bawulire nga kibaluma nga business zibagendamu zibagenda okutula ddiiru, naffe tubateerawo embeera etabanyumira etabagondera, kuba nabo eggwanga lyaffe balifudde etatunyumira.
In the country is one of the reasons that's why he's holding business conventions outside Uganda. These business investment conventions are a way of money laundering, are a way of investing money through proxies. The money that is being used by these business investment convention people that are holding this business investment is through the corrupt ways in which the junta is stealing money from the public. This hotel right behind me supports human rights abuses over money. They have gone ahead to stay in separate meetings with the junta. They have gone ahead to support the money that the junta is giving and hoodwinking the public. The people actually don't know that dictator Museveni of Uganda has stayed in power for almost 40 years. He has stayed in power for almost 40 years, telling the public that he is the right person who has stayed in power. The money that he is flashing around is stolen from the people of Uganda, the poor people of Uganda. This hotel right behind me, as I speak now, is holding a business investment convention by the junta's people who are using the money that is stolen from the poor people to invest in properties in this country. They are going to invest this money into properties with the aim of staying or running away from the country when things get bad. But guess what? The public now knows. The public should be aware. The public is aware of their way of stealing or style of acts of staying in power. Whenever they steal money, they rush to buy properties outside of the country. They rush to invest that money outside of the country. Right now, the Burlington Hotel right behind me is holding meetings with such goods, is holding investment meetings with such people who have stolen from the poor. The Barrington Hotel has chosen to support human rights abuses over money, has chosen to support human rights abuses over humanity, has chosen to support human rights abuses because they are selfish. the public has to know that this junta, who has stayed in power for almost 40 years, has done this for so many times without the knowledge of the rest. The hotel right behind me has done that. The hotel right behind me, through all this money that has been stolen at the expense of the poor Ugandans, at the expense of the poor people who cannot get money to go to school, at the expense of poor education, poor infrastructure in the country. The Babatute Hotel has said they don't care. They will go ahead and work with the junta who is torturing all political prisoners in torture chambers, the junta who has arrested many and they are being kept in prison because they oppose his leadership, because they question his leadership. The Babatute Hotel says we are not bothered at all. We're not bothered at all. So they have decided to go on with this business. That's why I'm telling the public. The public should know, if you stand with the human rights abusers, if you stand with murderers, if you stand with rapists, if you stand with all sorts of human rights abusing people, you become part of it. You will have the blood on your hands. You have blood on your heads. You have decided to go by the whims. You have decided to take position and go on the side of the murderers. You have decided to choose the side of rapists. And this is what this hotel has done. The Babatute Hotel claims to be a good hotel, but today they have chosen to show to the world that they are not what they say they are. They have told the world that they don't care about the human rights abuses. They don't care about women who are being raped in torture chambers. They don't care about children who are being raped in prisons. They don't care about women who are being violently assaulted by the junta. This hotel has decided to say they don't give a damn about all this. They don't care about all such atrocities that have been committed in Uganda. They have all these people here. The people who have blood on their hands. The people who have committed all sorts of human rights abuses are in the hotel. They are here holding meetings, investing the stolen money into this country. They are investing, buying properties in this country with the money that has been embezzled in the country from Uganda. They are investing in this country with all the funds that are being given to them by the World Bank, by the IMF, by the UK government, to invest in such businesses here. Not anymore. This Babatute Hotel has said they will go ahead and stay with the junta, whatever it takes. And this is what they are. And this is what the public has to know. That the human rights abuses are appalling in Uganda. The raping of women, raping of the girl child, the raping of men in prisons. Men have been tortured in chambers, political prisoners are languishing in prisons. This hotel right behind me said that's what they stand for. This hotel right behind me says they stand with women who are being raped with impunity. This hotel right behind me says they are standing with the children who are being murdered. This hotel right behind me has gone ahead to support human rights abuses over money. They have goons who are stealing, who are butchering people right with them in the hotel right behind me. This Barrington Hotel has chosen money over humanity. This hotel right behind me is holding business meetings with corrupt officials, with a corrupt team which has stolen from the poor, and they don't care. The level of human rights abuses in Uganda is appalling, and they don't care about such. This hotel right behind me has done so. This hotel has chosen to have blood on their hands. This hotel right behind me has supported human rights abuses. The women who are being raped, the men who are being raped, and the political prisoners who are languishing in prison. All the people that have done all these kind of sorts are in this hotel right now as I speak. They are holding business meetings. They are having a cup of tea with the murderers. When money came in, they say they don't care about their image. They say they don't care about what people think about them. They have chosen to go on the side of human rights abuses. They have chosen to go with bloodsuckers. They have chosen to go with murderers. They have chosen to go with corruption and with corrupt officials. The money that is being invested in this country by these so-called investors who are at the moment sitting in the hotel right behind me, this money is being stolen. This money is being embezzled in the country. The money that is being used right now as we speak by the Business Investment Convention attendees is the money which is stolen from the poor people in Uganda. The lack of all welfare, the poor welfare in the country is due to money being stolen from the country. The Barrington Hotel is siding with the human rights abuses. They have chosen this over money. Because money came in, they said, yes, we'll take the money. They don't care. So this hotel right behind me is having those thieves, is having those human rights abuses right with them. This is why I'm here. I'm here to tell the general public that the dictator Museveni is not democratic as he has portrayed his image. He is not as democratic as people may think, and he is not democratic as all of the world perceives him. This hotel right behind me supports human rights abuses. The Barrington Hotel is a hotel with blood on their hands. The Barrington Hotel right behind me, ladies and gentlemen, has chosen to go on the side of the oppressors. The hotel right behind me, the general public should know that they have chosen to support human rights abuses all over the world. One person that is abused is all people are being abused. You abuse human rights abuses in your house, you abusing human rights abuses everywhere around the country. The Barrington Hotel, ladies and gentlemen, has chosen to say we shall abuse human rights over money. They have been given a lot of money to hold a business investment convention here, and the people holding this business convention here are proxies to the junta dictator Museveni of Uganda. The money that is being stolen from the country, but at the expense of the poor people, at the expense of the girl child who cannot have education at the expense of the poor general person down the country who cannot access medical facilities is because of the money being stolen, is because of the money is being taken by the junta people. And this money, some of that money that is being stolen is now in the hands of the people in this hotel right behind me. Ladies and gentlemen, you got to know that this hotel right behind me is not a good hotel at all. They have chosen this because they don't care. I thank you.
Tweyanziza Muganda waffe, tweyanziza Banayuganda bannaffe, tweyanziza mwenna buli alina kyakola okulaba nga twongera okulabisa Nakyembayo, okulaba twongera okulabisa dictator, ensi eyongera okumutegeera n'okumumanya nti ono ate muzibu, era ensi erina okumanya nti ono mutemu. Bannayuganda bangi bafiiridde bwemage basse nga abakola ebikolobero nga babba ensimbi nga bagenda bazidiibuudira mu mawanga g'ebweru. Bano nno bali mu kaweefube bakwetooloola kimaze okola Europe nga bagenda bakola business conversions ez'enjawulo. Kuba twalabye Balamu bamugobye Netherland, kale ne bano nabo badde bazze wano mu Bungereza Birmingham. Bannaffe no balabye nabo bataddeko embeera, era kaakati nno era omanya nno tunawo kye tukola bameka naye nga mutuusizza obubaka kiba kya mulembe nnyo. Ensi neetegera nti abantu abali wano bali banguza, abantu abali wano batemu, abantu abali wano babbi. Ensi neeyongera okubanga ate eyongera okuzibuka amaaso. Mbaagala nnyo mwenna, Mukama Katonda bwe saaba nkuumire, tujja kuba tuddamu banange mweraba. Na muganda waffe gwe tukwebaza nnyo byonna by'okoze, Mukama akutongerera empeera ate twerabeko mu Uganda empya tuvimbe.